this is Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to go ahead and start off with telling you about my day 10 of my tarot card journaling. So there was the layout for the stickers for today. And it says, number 1, the card that represents my spirit guides is Hope, Healing, and Spiritual Renewal. This card appears after a period of intense hardship. It's reminding me to trust the universe, release the past trauma, and to embrace optimism. Number 2 was how to communicate with my spirit guides is to nurture new life or projects. The Empress card represents ultimate femininity, fertility, and Mother Nature. As the archetype of the Earth Mother, she rules over abundance, creativity, and signals a period of growth, prosperity, and enjoying the fruits of my labor. Number 3, what are my spirit guides trying to tell me? Well, I'm going to have material exchange, charity, and the balance between giving and receiving. It represents generosity, financial support, and the flow of resources. I'll finally be placed in a position to actually help others. Yay! And number 4, signs that my spirit guides want my attention are the Emperor in reverse, which is a distortion of authority, structure, and control. It indicates that people around me are abusing their power, acting like tyrants, or completely abdicating their personal responsibility. So it's amazing how the tarot and the oracle cards really give confirmation to what the feminine's intuition and the guidance that I'm getting from my ancestors and my spirit guides and the archangels. So I'm just so grateful and blessed for this this pivotal point within my life journey. All right, let's take a look at what the Ascended Masters have to tell us in the Keepers of the Light Oracle. I always like this because I'm learning about all the different Ascended Masters. Obviously, Jesus and Mary are two that are around me all the time, but getting to know some of the other ones has been pretty exciting. So let's see who has a message for us today. This one is Sanat Kumara, Light Activation. It says, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So going through the illumination process, so this is confirmation from yet another Ascended Master, and I hope I said his name right, that I'm just going to keep shining my light bright. Hide it under a bushel? No. I don't know if anybody knows that little song. There's church folk do. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, speaking of our light, we're going to look at the message from our Work Your Light Oracle deck. Let's see how they want us to use our light in the world at this time. I always think of, and I just got it, is the image of the candlelight vigil. My kids and I used to go to the Christmas Eve service and in remembrance of people that have passed, where one person lights their candle, the person next to them, and they light the candle, the person next to them. And that's why I feel like these videos are intended to kind of help light your little candle and let it shine. All right, this one popped out. It says, Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. I love this confirmation that I am following what intuitively I'm supposed to be doing right now and detaching from outcomes, unbinding from the roles that I had been assigned at birth to evolve. All right, let's get a Mystic Shaman Pocket Oracle. This deck was created by the Four Winds Shamans that I study under, and I believe they had 2 more, that's tarot and another oracle deck that I would love to get. So as soon as the tarot premonitions are coming true about getting some finances, I'm going to add to the decks that I've got. to expand the ability to give you guys messages. Well, let's see what we get here. Let's go with this one sticking out the farthest. It is the Smoky Mirror. It looks like that might be Buddha. Christ consciousness coming out. So card 47. Let me see what deeper meaning we have for card 47. We get the smoky mirror represents the aspects of what is implied yet cannot be immediately known in the world. The mystery of how things come together and how they fall apart without obvious casualty. This symbol also represents the shadow of the human psyche, the parts of the self that one disowns. The smoky mirror can also represent a state of denial or the inability or refusal to see the truth. Invitation: when the symbol of the smoky mirror appears, you're invited to see beyond your own self. Acknowledge that past the limits of your current ability to perceive, there is a vast interconnected world where events are orchestrated in divine order, but challenging to fully grasp. Now is the time to trust that no matter what the current conditions of your world reflect, in the hidden realms, all aspects of the human journey are celebrated. The beauty and the darkness, the misery and the courage. No matter where you are on your journey, know that some things are meant to be a mystery, which you are meant to understand only through experience. Take heart, for the smoky mirror will ultimately show you beauty and wonder once the fog lifts the distortion that you see now. Understanding the shadow of the human journey requires that you go deep into your story to discover the wound that prevents you from seeing the truth of your current situation. Your fears and expectations of disappointment and unworthiness may be clouding your capacity to see the potential in yourself and others. The smoky mirror may be showing you things you don't want as a result of your conditioning. These can become even more real, but only because you are making it so. The choice is yours. The world will hold you accountable for what you see and create. Can you see through the eyes of truth and faith instead? That's a good one, because I know that my faith is being tested. My faith that the divine has me and is carrying me through. I think this is, I forget what the halls are, like basically a life review of what I've experienced so far, and said, okay, do you want more of this to repeat, or are we going to try something different? And if you saw a couple videos back, I was begging for something different. I'm like, please, no more pompous, arrogant, rich, religious, dogmatic people. Please, can we move forward in a different realm? All right, let's do a Crystal Alchemy Oracle deck. And I know that offends people, and I'm so sorry, but that is what I have been repeating and repeating and repeating, and then just like, I need different. No more patriarchal ruling over me and squashing me down to be something small when I am so much more than they want to give me credit for. Okay. Our crystal, we have Orthoceras. It's for the Earth Star Chakra, ancestral history, personal identity, and development. Looks like two little like iguanas or salamanders or something there. Alright, so not only am I trying to honor my ancestry, but I'm also trying to develop my personal expression for my soul, which is from Lemuria and from the beginning of time, which is very different. We didn't have money system like this, and so that's where I know that I need the assistance of men, because this world was created for them to be like, all right, I have these gifts, I have these talents, I have all of this ability to heal people and help people. How do I get paid for it? And that's why I needed the last 3 years of experience trying to do this on my own, so then I could appreciate the men that are going to come in and actually help me get money for what I'm doing. Because I'll be like, man, I have no desire to be a man. I really don't. All right, let's get a message from the Spirits of Nature Oracle deck. I also don't want to use men, and I see too many women. I just want to use men and play them like they're stupid. And so that's why for me it's really important for it to be reciprocity, because I have had men that want to help me with my mission, but at this time I haven't had the funds there to be able to have the reciprocity. So it's like, yes, I want your help. I can't pay for it yet, but when I can, me and you are going to work together. All right, we've got the Cicada Voice, card 6. I love these. They're just so vibrant and beautiful. So let's find out about this message. The Cicada Voice, card 6. It says, the cicada is a unique and intriguing insect, first appearing about 200 million years ago. Depending on the species, it will stay underground from 2 to 17 years, not hibernating but tunneling and feeding throughout that time. At some point during early summer, in a massive collective exodus, cicadas emerge from the ground as nymphs, climbing on the stem of a plant, and shed their nymph exoskeleton. Once freed from their old skin, their wings inflate, their adult skin hardens, and they begin their brief adult life. Cicada males will then gather in trees to form a chorus and communicate with the world by singing their mating call. It can sound like chirps, rattles, or high-pitched screams. If you're close by, the noise level can sound as loud as a motorcycle or a car stereo playing at full volume. Yet hearing the effusive, rhythmic, and wondrous song of cicadas can stop you in your tracks, enchant you, and put a smile on your face, and encourage you to have your own unique voice. Here's your message. You have spent a lengthy period of time stoically quiet and subdued, keeping on yourself either out of necessity or a habitual reticence to express yourself. Now, however, you intuitively know that the time has come to allow your voice to emerge. This means to show up and speak your truth without shame, blame, or judgment of yourself or others, while remaining unattached to the outcome of doing so. As you enter this next era of your life, you will no doubt feel some fear and apprehension, but it's critically important for your soul's journey to express your thoughts and feelings. Speaking up will take some practice, courage, and willingness to take risks with your self-expression. One way to build confidence in expressing yourself with your voice is to sing, such as in the shower, along with some of your favorite tunes, by taking singing lessons, or even just spontaneously bursting out with song, with or without others around. Confidence comes by taking risks, expressing yourself with your voice, and letting go of self-judgments about doing so. And I know, I think it was like 2 years ago, I did some online lessons with a gentleman who taught like really famous people and like had or was like helping like choirs and stuff, and so I had a lot of fun with his lessons, and I have, you know, that portal of information stored in my my Google Drive. So I guess this is a sign for me to go back and start doing some of those practices that he those tutorials that he had given me. All right, let's do a human spirit oracle, learning to reconnect with the great spirit that resides in all of us. Because on the spirit realm, we are all one. And so trying to learn how to reconnect. Let's see what message we get. We've got hothead. Oh my goodness. This one has been one that I've been learning how to refrain from flying off the handle. It takes a lot to get me upset. It takes a lot to get me upset, which is why people like to just keep poking and poking and poking and poking and poking to see where my threshold is. And I'm like, oh Lord, help us all. All right, card number 16. Oh my goodness, look at his face. That's hysterical. Okay, card 16 for hothead. Let's see what we get. It says, talk about explosive. Honey, you are just a little powder keg ready to go off at a moment's notice. Kaboom. What is it that has you so heated? We know there are so many facets of life, especially now, that just make the temper mercury rise, and sometimes our emotions get the best of us. Maybe you are holding on to a grudge or an argument. If so, just let that shit go. Nothing good has ever come out of holding on to a grudge. It makes you cranky, difficult, and it's downright unhealthy. Maybe you are just angry with the state of the world. Well, guess what? You can only change your immediate world, that which deals with your everyday life. So let's start taking let's start with letting go of our fists and unclench them. If you approach life with positivity, kindness, and patience, your environment almost instantly changes. It becomes calmer, more compassionate, and frankly, just easier. Try some meditation, some art, writing, or boxing. Just find an outlet for the anger that is healthy. If you find you cannot quell this heat, we ask that you seek a lifesaver, a group for anger management, therapy, something that can help you move forward and out of this fire. So I've been doing art classes and I absolutely love them. In fact, this week I painted a hummingbird. It turned out really cute. So I find pouring my passion into artistic outlets really helps. Because there are so many things that can get me flared up, and usually it's just me thinking about these things, so it's my own thoughts that get me flared up. So I can control my own thoughts, so I can control my own anger. All right, star seeds. Here is a message for you from my star seed oracle deck. I think a lot of times we get frustrated with the other person when really we're getting ourselves worked up over our thoughts about the other person. So learning how to redirect those emotions into healthy ways is definitely a must if we're going to survive what's going on in the world today. All right, we have the Great Serving, Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. Oh goodness, sometimes we can all just feel like little volcanoes that are ready to erupt. And usually I can see who's about to erupt and I just kind of go around them. But sometimes these people are on my path because I need to actually engage with them. So when I'm sitting there saying, oh, they're avoiding me, well, obviously I must be avoiding them as well. So tit for tat. All right, the Healing Waters Oracle. Because rarely is a fight one-sided. Someone's always trying to play victim, and there are no victims, at least not in my village. Okay, we have the Healing Lagoon, rejuvenate, recovery, time to heal, and it's safe to stop. I think part of me was getting burnt out trying to be in that masculine energy, but being in masculine energy really blocked my divine masculine from even being able to come in and have a conversation, that I'm then blaming him that we didn't have that conversation, but he also knew that it would lead to an argument, so he wanted to wait till me calming down before we can have conversations. But in the meantime, he was playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes. So I take accountability for my part of keeping him energetically blocked, which left him no choice but to spend out here learning lessons that were painful. So now that I'm no longer doing that and I'm opening that energetic flow for us to be able to have those conversations, I can release the fact that he's been doing all kinds of stuff with all kinds of other women, because I've been over here in my masculine energy going, I'm just going to work. I'm just going to do it myself. And then I don't even need you. So, as he's being childish, I'm being childish. And guess what? We both lose. So, we're both going to grow up and put childish things behind us, like it says in the Bible, because it's time for us to get really serious, because there are people actually needing us to be together, to work together, to be a partnership, so that way it's not me and him bickering back and forth between each other, that it's both of us working together to solve the problem that's in front of us. All right, let's take a look at what chakra needs a little more attention. Now these videos are already done and listed, so whichever one that I pull out of here, you can go ahead and go to it, and it will give you the yoga and the mantras and more information to be able to help you. So let's see what we get. We've got the heart chakra. It says the modified cow face pose. And the mantra is, I am open to receiving happiness. Rather than me acting like a spoiled brat over here going, I just gotta do it all by myself. There's nobody helping me. I'm open to receiving the happiness that will come with actually working with others. Okay. And what is it? The rune to learn for today. Let's see what we get. I don't know that I'll ever have these memorized, but these are some really cool little cheater cards to help me learn them. Let's see, this one says the Manaz. It is Ruin number 20. The theme is humanity, self. Your key words are belonging, society, intellect, individual, human nature, humankind. And our magical working for this one is achieving personal growth, building healthy community, intellectual clarity, and connect to the higher self. Some key phrases are individual members of the whole, social family responsibility, awareness for one's self, and human thoughts and rationality. I'm being asked to remember that my divine counterpart hurt himself as well as me, so he doesn't need me to beat him up again and give him 20 more lashings when he's already been put through the ringer by the Holy Spirit, just like I have for me. And so he's not going to come in chastising me and giving me a hard time, because Holy Spirit's already done that to both of us, and we both kind of want to move forward towards happiness. So when we do come together, it's not going to be this ugliness of, well, you did that, and you did this, and you shouldn't have done that, and you should have done that. It's just going to be like, all right, let's not worry about what happened in the past. Like, bygones be bygones, because we got work to do. Let's be future thinking, forward thinking, and see what we can build from here on out. Obviously, things that he was working on got destroyed, things that I was working on got destroyed, and we've learned how to be better partners for each other to be able to move forward. And the importance of, it's supposed to be me and him talking directly with Source, and not to have anybody else giving input. Like, we don't need outside sources to be able to help us to build what we're building. So we don't need to talk with other people about it. We can just be me, you, Source. Lesson learned. Too many cooks in the kitchen? My ancestors just jokingly said, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. So, I love our indigenous humor. All right, let's see what moon message we get. We've got the new moon, which is card number 2. So let's see what the new moon tells us. It says your keywords are blessing, fresh, and positivity. The new moon is a lovely card and represents fresh starts. See, fresh starts. Innovative ideas and new beginnings. It means that something new is on the way to you. This could be a new job, a love interest, or a special event. But something new is coming into your life to brighten things up a bit. This is a card of optimism and positivity and suggests the answer to your question is yes. Not the toxic positivity, okay? This is like real positivity. When the new moon shows up in a spread, it indicates that now is the time for goal setting and for having faith that your dreams will come true. Use the energy surrounding you at this time to decide what you would like to achieve in the next few months. Be open-minded about any invitations or opportunities that are extended to you at this time. Remember that success in any field is a collaboration between you and the universal energies of attraction. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. This card is a gentle reminder to keep your thoughts positive and to believe in your own magic. It suggests that a blessing is indeed on the way, but that you must play your part by being open to receive it. And I do know that if I were to be so busy with my personal brand and building my own thing, that I would be blocking my full blessings that God has for me, and I want my full inheritance from the Lord above. All right, let me get a couple of ancestor messages. Let's see what they have to say today. And I heard that they're very proud of me and the maturity that I'm showing and the growth that I'm going to be needing to be able to build what God's calling us to build together. Before, he was building separately and I was building separately, and yeah, house divided just does not stand. So time to unite forces. All right, there's the first one. Let's see, get two more messages and then we'll put them all together. Whoop. Oop, and there we go. So that's kind of interesting. So the first one that popped out is the Three of Clubs, which is Wands. It says happiness, a successful marriage, love, a long-term venture will be successful, a favorable long-term proposition, partnership that leads to joy and fulfillment, and a positive omen of a second chance. So I love the confirmations, not only from the cards and spirit and the archangels, but also my ancestors really putting a personal touch to, yes, this is who they picked, and I will be happy, and I need to stop being a big old baby going, he's mean to me. Because I'm mean back, so we both have to play nice. And then what popped out together was the Queen of Diamonds and the King of Diamonds, so a perfect match. How funny. So the Queen of Diamonds, which are pentacles, says nurturing earthly abundance, real world success, worldly, I can't even read my own handwriting. Oh, a worldly, dutiful woman, managing resources with intelligence, possessing cleverness, a mature figure, grounded and resourceful, material and financial success, and very smart and down to earth. Like that. And then the King of Diamonds, which is also Pentacles, says stable, mature, and successful, prosperous man who is self-reliant, takes charge, successful realities, has sound judgment. Yay. We like that. If a man's going to lead, he's going to have sound judgment. Thank you, Lord. Realistic planning. Like I said, his strengths are my weaknesses, and my weaknesses are his strengths. We complement each other. Long-term financial control, grounded, authoritative, and guidance to finance. So my ancestors, once again, are assuring me that they know better than me. Oh, gotta love spiritual sense of humor. All right, and let me go ahead and do a love message for others that are on that twin flame journey, calling in soulmates and learning lessons. Let's see what confirmation we get for the collective. Sometimes I can be like Willy Wonka. I'll be like, say something and it comes out kind of half backwards, and I'll be like, strike that, reverse it. You know what I mean. And luckily he's going to have a sense of humor, and he's going to know exactly what I mean, and he's not going to get mad at me. My words get a little jumbled sometimes because the thoughts come so fast. That's why I usually like writing things down, because then I can edit them and I can rearrange them, and then I can say them. But the speaking, that's a whole nother ballgame. There's gonna be a lot of times where he's gonna shake his head and be like, Lord, you paired me up with this one. Yes, dear. Spirit's got a great sense of humor. Alright. We've got keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And I think that's why I've been so like, I don't know about this. I don't know how it's gonna work, because he don't think I'm very funny. And I think I'm hysterical. So he's a little more serious than I am, but that, I mean, opposites attract, right? So I gotta stop being a negative Nancy on this and be like, I don't think it's gonna work. Spirit knows best. My ancestors know me, his ancestors know him. They put it together. So I just, arranged marriages are just, they're a little scary, a little bit. Especially when it's the spirit realm and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna trust you, but are you sure? All right, one last one before we get a message from Archangel Raphael. We got the Chakra Wisdom Oracle Guide deck. And again, this one I have videos already for, so I'll pull the card, give you the key word or phrase, and then you'll be able to find that one on the list and get a deeper message. We get, let's see here, perfection. And I know that's one of my trauma responses. Perfection. So hopefully you get a good message that relates to you when you can take a look at that video. All right, Archangel Raphael, you are up to close out our readings and our collective messages. So let's see what Archangel Raphael tells us about our healing journey at this time. And remember, everybody's healing looks different, so try not to judge each other and try not to judge yourself. And I know that's easier said than done, because I've been there and sometimes rebound right back into it and have to remind myself. My whole goal is that my divine counterpart will be able to give me the best version of himself, and I'll be able to give him the best version of myself, and that we know that everything is done with the best intention and a pure heart and with love. So even when we make mistakes, we'll be able to rebound and work through things together, and to be able to show people that God and Spirit and the universe really is working all things in our favor. All right, we have a massage. Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me know that I deserve to receive, not massage, messages. Oh my goodness. See, reading, dyslexia, gotta love it. Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me know, I could use a massage too, but side point. Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me to know that I deserve to receive messages and other self-care treatments, like massages. Like, I've never actually had one done. So, you know, you get the typical guy one, like, 2 seconds, hey baby. No, that's not what I'm talking about, like actual massage, but other self-care treatments as well. So hopefully you are able to find ways to be able to really invest in your self-care at this time. And until the next time, the light in me respects and honors the light in you. And I hope you have a blessed day.